are here. We are ready to turn up, and we are down in the valley where the girls get naked. Ah! What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let's talk about it. It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is P Valley Season 1, Episode 8. All right, y'all. This was our season finale. I am so hyped. The episode was so good. A lot of things happened. You know I don't want to waste no time. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off this episode where we left off in the Paradise Room with Autumn and Montavious. And he's asking her, girl, where is my money? He tells him, listen, if you want it, I got it. It's in the bank. And he was like, you put $250,000 in a bank in Chucalissa and nobody didn't notice. And she was like, I put bourbon on the money and you know they thinking I was making it from the clubs. And he was like, hey, you ain't making that damn much money from these clubs. And she was like, you don't know how much money I make. I could be stripping all over here, Texas, Florida, you know, I could be stripping everywhere. I mean, I look like a stripper, you know, I feel like a stripper. And he was like, but you a former corporate accountant. So she was a corporate accountant, honey. This is how she knows about these shell companies and offshore accounts and whatnot, okay? She says they always underestimate the pretty girl. Because he was like, pretty girls can get away with murder. And she says, almost. I'm like, girl, you pushing this shit, okay? He up in there, girl, like, don't push it, girl. She says, I don't know why I came in here with you. He goes to leave and he tries to choke her like he does choke her. He don't try to choke her. He be choking her ass up, okay? Somebody trying to get in the door and they knocking like,
girl, get out of there, girl. I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying to make this money, girl. Let me in the room.
Don't do anything to me because you know they have cameras all over this place. And he looks up and he sees the camera in the room and he tells her, well, I guess you better get the dancing. So we see Mercedes talking to the coach that she asked to come. You remember I told y'all she was going to ask him, probably ask him to be an investor in her business. And so she takes him to the back so they can go to their room and talk. We see Uncle Clifford. She's getting the crowd ready for a little murder in Mississippi to come out and make their debut. She hyping everybody up. We see Autumn dancing in the room for Montavious. We see Mercedes dancing for the coach. We see Lil Murder getting ready to come out. And Keyshawn comes up and they kind of hold hands together to give each other a little support. And he comes out and he does his song and the people love it. And he takes a look into the crowd and people are singing his song. I can tell you as a singer, I could imagine one of the greatest feelings in the world is to make a song and other people are singing the lyrics back to you. You know, like your art has made an impact. So much so that people are singing your song. So I felt good for him in that moment, but I kind of knew that bad things were coming. Murder threw his mink out into the crowd and child Clifford went out there and got that damn mink, okay? Clifford was being a ride or die trying to get them hoes together. You're not going to be taking my stuff home tonight. The executive comes in that was trying to see, well, he ain't really no damn executive, y'all, but you know, whatever. Dude comes in that was supposed to see Lil Murder and Wody is the name of his manager. This is Lil Murder's manager. So he comes in to see, like I said, Lil Murder and they talking about him or whatever at the beginning. And he's like, he says something about Mississippi. Like he's focused on Keyshawn, basically. So I'm feeling like Lil Murder about to get, you know, basically passed over in a minute. That's what my feelings was telling me on the inside. I don't know about y'all. Then we got Big L out in the front and Diamond. They work in the front. Big L says, if your Hancock don't sign on this paper, it's not going to be no hard, okay, up in this club. You got it? So he walking down the line and Diamond's at the door. He taking guns from people like it's buku guns in the box. He like, damn, what's going on tonight? They like, listen, I don't know, you know, maybe because it's last night or whatever. So Big L takes the guns, the little pail of guns. He takes it on to the back. Diamond says it smells like it's gonna rain outside. Side note, Diamond looks so good to me, and I hope that next season he has way more lines and like a backstory that we can get to know because I really like his character and I enjoy seeing him on the screen, okay? Come on. So then we see the show is still going on, honey. They play the new song, cricket letter, cricket letter, humpback, I was like, come on. The crowd is rocking, everybody having a good time. His booty's flying everywhere, money's all over the place, honey. Clifford is over there getting her entire life. So Mercedes is in the back and she's dancing for her coach. Now, he tells her he's really glad that he came to see her today. He drove all the way from Memphis, all the way down here to see her. And she tells him that, you know, he really does come through for her and she really appreciates him. And he says, well, you're worth a lot. You know, I invested in you. He's like, well, you're worth it. And she says, well, am I worth $10K? And he was like, wait a minute, I ain't never paid more than $300. Not for me, for her gym. So she tells him she's been going through a lot of things and she lost everything and she's about halfway through to getting it all back, but she needs another investor for the gym. And he tells her, well, is that all I am to you? Is just a pocket? And she was like, well, I mean, you know, our relationship has always been transactional. Like, let's keep it 100. And he was like, well, it doesn't have to be. He tells her, would you make me half owner of the place? If I was her, I would have said, yeah. You know what I mean? Or I would have gave him at least, maybe not half, but a percentage of it. She was like, hell no, I'm not giving you half of my gym. He was like, well, you know, I'm going to need some for this investment I'm going to be giving, girl. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, I'll form an arrangement. So basically what he's saying is, I'll get you an apartment in Memphis. I need to have the key to that apartment so I can come in there and do my thing, okay? And get close to my investment, all right? So she tells him, listen, I'm going to have to think about it because this offer you giving me, it seems really expensive. So that's a cliffhanger for next season. And I got a small tinkling feeling that Mercedes is going to end up taking him up on it, especially after what happened with her mom. She doesn't have any money and she doesn't have the other half of the money for her club. I mean, at least she ain't totally broke no more. The little executive dude meets Murder. He gives him like a watch or something, or he looking at his watch. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to write notes. And some girls come over there trying to get their titty signed, and Clifford break it up like,
hell no, get your ass on, okay? This, you are breaking the rules. Ain't nobody titties out here but people that's making money in the club, baby.
He tells him that they want to talk to him in the VIP, and Keyshawn, he want Keyshawn to come too, but we see Derek looking from across the room like, bitch, I kill you. Bitch, I kill you one more time. If you die, I kill you. Keyshawn kind of play it off like she don't know what he talking about, or she can't hear him, basically, and she goes into the VIP with them so they can all talk because he want to manage everybody. Then we see Big L. He's in the office watching the cameras, the Paradise Room. Now, he sees Autumn in there, but like I said, she's dancing. She kind of playing it off, so he doesn't really notice that anything is wrong. So, Clifford comes in the room, and she's looking at, like, all the guns that they got. Like, damn, we got all these damn guns tonight. What's going on, honey? Autumn pulls her titties out. So, when they see that on camera, Clifford is like, I'm going to need for you to call Diamond to handle this. So Big L calls Diamond, and Diamond say, listen, I'm outside. He got a little situation to handle. He gonna need Big L to go do it. And so Big L is like, okay, I'll go do it. And then we see Diamond out there with this little boy trying to get in the club. This is the same boy that holds main ankle bracelet for him. So Diamond was like, forget it, man. It's the last night. Go on in there. Just make sure you stay in school, fam. He goes on in there, and he goes to Mercedes. He goes backstage to Mercedes, and he tells Mercedes that Maine wants to send her a package. So he gives her the flyer with Haley's name on it. All he said was that he told me that you know what to do with it. And she looks at the flyer, and she notices the ring that's on her finger. And she also remembers that Montavious had a ring. I promise you, Mercedes could probably make some money being a clairvoyant because the heifer be knowing, okay? Like, she could tell, like, she could be a damn detective. So she saw the ring. She knows that this is Montavious that she in the room with. And that's when she tells the coach that she gonna have to think about it. You know, she'll let him know. He was kissing on her and stuff, too. It was so gross. I was like, oh, I know she feels bad because she pride herself on not letting her morals go, you know, not being loose and let her morals go. So I know this is probably going to hurt her if she have to end up doing this, which I don't think she should. She could just keep working at the club and make the $10,000. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but she got $10,000 already, so just get other 10, you know? When she gets out of there, she runs down to Uncle Clifford's office and to try to get Big L or somebody to go into the Paradise Room to get Autumn. But nobody is at the door. Big L, he's outside in the back with Duffy about to unload the product. So Duffy opens the truck and we see that it's full of pills. And you know, Big L is smiling like he know what he doing. So I guess this is also going to be another cliffhanger for next season because we never saw what happened to that truck full of dope. We in the VIP room, and Lil Murder and the executive and Wody are all talking, and the dude is just going on and on about Mississippi and how much he likes her. He tells Murder that he hope he not a fake gangster. You know, he ain't got time to be dealing with no fake gangsters and talking about all the chains he buy you. Oh, you working so you can, you know, buy chains and have gold, but you need to be investing that into your business. Now, what he was saying wasn't necessarily wrong, but the way he was going about it was raggedy. And I knew he was kind when he said, I can connect you, you know, with real producers. And he was like, DJ Never Scared is my producer. And he was like, you talking about that little boy, y'all made that in y'all bathroom? And Wody was like, it was in his mama basement, okay? Like, it wasn't in the bathroom, okay? We just want to make that statement. I could get you a real manager, you know? And Wody was like, hold up now, wait a minute. I mean, no offense, baby, but you know, I could get you X, Y, and Z. You know, I could take you to the moon. I could take you from the pineapple to the big apple, okay? He trying to run game. I knew he was fraud when he said, I can get you a 360 deal. A 360 deal is a trash deal, okay? Don't take it. In 2020, you could be independent. You really don't even need no record label no more. That's how I knew the nigga was fraud. As soon as he said, I'm gonna get you a 360 deal, I said, no, God. Clifford interrupts them, and she's just checking on them to see how they doing, and she puts her hand on Murder's shoulder. And Murder kind of flinched. He didn't move a hand, but he kind of like gave her the cold shoulder, like, get out of here. I don't want you to be up in here or whatever. And she says, okay, well, y'all just have a good night, Mississippi. Don't stay in here too long. You still at work. And so when she leaves, the guy is like, oh, I'm so tired of this. Y'all don't know if you want to be a man or a woman out here. All these F words, you know. And I was like, oh, this is not good. You know, Murder is not going to be more apt to, like, come out or be himself if he knows this is the kind of things that he's going to face or whatever. Keyshawn was the one who actually defended her and was like, don't be talking about my boss like that. You know, she X, Y, and Z, and she this, my, you know, vato. She got a tongue like dato, but my vato. I was like, girl, you better kick these bars. He was like, all right, come on, sis. I hear you. We might could put you up in the studio. And she was like, all right, I hear you. Keep talking. But at this point, Murder is tuned out because his boo is mad at him, and he got to go make the situation right. Back into the Paradise Room, Montravius is telling her, listen, well, all them damn classes you took at the Platform Palace or something, he said in Houston. I was like, I wonder if that's the real place. I want to look it up and see if they got some classes I could take. He said, you should be able to twerk better than that. He was just like, girl, I'm need for you to tell me where my money at. And he was like, I'm trying not to do the same thing to you that I did to your friend Ade. He the one who set up the accounts for her. And she was like, what did you do to him? And he said, well, I hung him over the side of a building. I watched the blood rush to his head. You know, it's a hard way to die. It's a long way to die. But, you know, he did give up one account before the end of his life or something like that. And that one account is what led him to the telecheck place, which led him to Chuckalisa. He says, you my wife or something like that. She was like, I am not married to you. You married to whatever that gang is he in. So he says, once you devoted or something like that, then you devoted for life. And so there's a knock on the door, and the lady was like, bottle service, because he's like, the room is taken. And she's like, bottle service, sir. I knew it was Mercedes, okay? I knew. I was like, oh my God, I love Mercedes. That's what I'm saying, y'all. At the beginning of the season, you could not tell me to not like Mercedes. I loved Mercedes because I knew she have a motherly, matronly, I'm going to help you, sister girl, ride or die. We gonna kill this nigga. We got to kill him together type of bitch. And I'm here for her. I love her. So she comes in there with the bottle service, right? Well, she tells him that you get complimentary bottle service and you get a complimentary girl when you get your bottle service. And she kind of like forces her way up in the room, you know? She tells him you're gonna get white and brown liquor tonight. And so she pours him a drink and they do the cheers to the drink. And then we see Clifford goes back to the office and she's very upset. She pours herself a drink and she feeling some type of way. You know, her feelings is hurting. Baby, let me tell you, if I know something about somebody who love bomb your ass and then when it's time for them to show up for you, they don't do so. Okay? Love bombing is the thing, guys. They pretend like they love you so much, or they pretend like they really like you and they want to get to know you and they really make an effort to like be in your space and really pretend like they want to do it. And I don't think Lil Murda is pretending, but I do think that he's conflicted. And I do think that when he told him, I'm ready to be out and I don't want to take you out, he wasn't actually ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So now you done got Clifford wrapped up all in you, and now, you know what I'm saying, you're going to deny her, and I just don't like that. You know what I mean? So I fell for Clifford. Man, I had been there before. Listen, before, more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. Clifford is back in the room, and she sees Autumn and Mercedes in the room, and she kind of, you know, she calls Diamond, and she like, Diamond, I don't know what the fuck going on, but you need to get up in it and do this damn job. Well, I thought Big L was going to do it. Well, he ain't did it. I need you to come back up in here and do it. Diamond still didn't make it back there, okay? So Murda comes into the office, and he's like, well, you know, he's just looking at Clifford. And Clifford is like, well, you got what you wanted, right? You the one who said that you was ready to be in the light and you don't want to be S-ing and F-ing in the dark. She was like, well, what was that? And so he was like, well, you know, I don't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? I was just flexing. You know, I can't help it. It's just a habit. And Clifford is like, my mama told me, or my grandmother told me to believe what somebody showed you the first time. That's a Maya Angelou quote, okay? Believe what how somebody showed you the first time. That was the first. Murder was the face that you showed me first. And LaMarcus is the person that I was getting to know. And it was an honor to get to know. It was a pleasure to get to know that person. But you told me you was ready basically, and you not ready. So until you ready, you need to get the hell up out of here, because he's like, I'm gonna be ready. And he was like, until then, the door is closed. The door. Okay? The door. I feel so bad for Clifford, because you be having your walls built up and you be just fine. Okay? You be okay. And somebody come and help you tear them down a little bit, and then you just be caught up in a child. Listen. Murder, murder, murder. I am disappointed in you. He told him he knew how to find the door and the window. We hear the exec. He's talking to Mississippi now, just by herself. No, Wody was still in there. He talked to Mississippi, and he giving her the rundown. You know, he see her doing Nike deals. He see her doing this and that and the other. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Wody giggled when she said Nike deals, but I'm like, do you see the stuff that she be doing on that pole? That girl is amazing. She is athletic, if nothing else, honey, because I didn't really talk about it, but when they was doing the performance, baby, she was tearing that pole up. I was like, girl, you better do it, honey. So she could get a damn Nike deal, but not with this fool. So I got Wody on that respect or whatever. So her boyfriend comes in there, Derek, and is like, Keyshawn, can I talk to you for a minute? And she was like, yeah, give me 1 second. You know, I'm gonna be right with you or whatever. And so he was like, man, when you famous, when you working with me, you ain't gonna have to deal with no raggedy ass customers coming up to you asking nothing. And he was like, I'm not no damn customer. And so she was like, I'll be there in a minute. I was like, girl, you done son Derek in front of these people, girl. You know Derek is supposed to knock you clean upside your damn head, girl. Come on. Now, Keyshawn gets up to go. He gives her a call and tell her, you know, holler at me or whatever. And then Wody is like, hey, man, listen, who do you want? It seemed like you've been paying more attention to Mississippi than you didn't come down here for murder. And he says, listen, the real reason he came down here is because he wanted to see Mississippi. Truth be told, you can find 1,000 Negroes that's like murder. You can find them everywhere. I can find somebody for a dime a dozen that can put a trap beat to anything, and my mama could be a hit artist, okay? But Keyshawn is a star. That Southern Barbie stuff, that black Barbie doll stuff, like that's, you know, come few and far in between. She got swag, she got this, she got that, and she can be a star. And Wody is like, well, listen, if you didn't come down here for him, then I'm not gonna be, you know, you're not gonna be able to deal with her either, basically. We out. We ain't got time for this. And so he leaves old dude sitting on the couch looking stupid. Derek corners Mississippi, and he chokes her ass up and let her know, I'm finna go to the bathroom and you gonna get your ass up in that car. That's what you gonna do.
By the time I get out this bathroom, you gonna have your ass in the car, okay? When we get back to the house, bitch, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass.
So she was like, am I gonna regret going home? And he kind of looks at her like, girl, I'm finna girl. I'm about to be girl. And so he like, you know what I'm saying? And he walks away, and we see Diamond giving the stank eye from across the club. I said, Diamond about to fuck it up. He about to fuck it up. Diamond about to fuck it up. He about to jack him up. So we back in the Paradise Room, and he's like, Montavious is like, my glass is empty. And Mercedes is like, but the bottle is still halfway full. So he pours the bottle out onto the ground, and he's like, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and refresh my cup. And she was like, if Haley tells me to leave, then I will leave. But until she tell me to leave, I ain't going nowhere. Now, do you want another drink? And so she goes to pour him a drink. Then he offers her some money to go. And she takes the bottle and she busted, bitch. And she tried to hit him over the head with it. I was like,
hit that bitch with a bottle.
I don't fight. I don't argue. I just hit that with a bottle. And you know, they went to fight, girl, and he was dodging her ass like the Matrix. I was like, oh, girl, you finna get beat up, girl. So he overpowers her. He grabbed her and he's choking her, and he got the bottle up to her neck. He telling Autumn, you gonna give me my damn money, girl, right now, girl. I'm about to kill her ass. You got 5 minutes to get your ass out of here and get my money, because she tells him that it's in the locker and she gonna be right back. So at first, I thought Autumn was about to go home, bitch. I thought she was finna get in the car and leave. But she goes out. She goes to her locker. She runs. She changes her clothes and she runs out the building. She grabs the bag. I kind of knew she wasn't going to leave because she had an empty bag. And so she went to grab the gun, but the gun wasn't there. So that tells me that Keyshawn came back there and got that gun after that man done threatened her. She probably going to kill him when they get back to the house. So, we see her getting in the car and they trying to make you think that she's going to leave Mercedes. And back in the room, Montavious like, you think she gonna be coming back for you? And she was like, she gonna come back for you. And he was like, well, she ain't come back for me. I brought her daughter into my home. I raised her baby like she was my own. She was easy to love and easy to hate. And I'm sure you know that already. He's looking at him like, you don't want that money, do you? You don't just want that money. And we see Autumn in the car. And then we see the music is back starting out. So Murder is coming back out to perform again. Child, he doing push-ups and stuff. I'm like, child, you doing a whole lot, okay? Clifford is calling Big L. Big L ain't there. He lying, talking about he inside in the office. But Clifford is like, you not in the office because I just came back in the office. You ain't here. And so he tells him he doing something or something like that. But then she sees something on the monitor, and that's the cameras. I didn't realize what it was at first, but it's the camera to the Paradise Room. Now we know what's going on. So Diamond catches Derek in the bathroom, okay, and was like, I heard you talking all that noise. Why did you choke up Keyshawn? And he says, I don't know why Keyshawn be dealing with these gutter niggers with the ER. He put the ER on it. I said, no, you didn't. You finna get your ass beat. Clifford can't find nobody, so Clifford grabs the gun that's in a little pail, and she about to go to the Paradise Room and get Autumn and them out this situation, the Mercedes out this situation. We see Diamond and Derek are still fighting in the bathroom, and now there's a gun involved. I don't know if it was his gun or it was Derek's gun, but anyway, they fighting over the gun at this point. They done busted out of the bathroom and the gun shot accidentally, so this has provided a distraction for Autumn and Mercedes to knock Montavious upside the head, hit him in the back of the head, jump on his back, beat him up, and trying to get out of the room, y'all. Crowd is panicking. Then outside, we see Big L and Duffy. They see the crowd panicking, everybody running outside, and they start running away from the truck, and they kind of just leave it there. He closes it up, but he just leaves it there. You see Mercedes and Autumn are still fighting Montavious in the room. Child, Mercedes jumped on his back, and he knocked the old one. He ripped her wig off her head, and they had a gun in there, and they was pulling and tugging on the gun because Clifford comes in and they pulling and tugging on the gun. Child, Diamond and Derek is fighting. They all in the middle of the club. It's just a big ass mess. Diamond and Derek, and when they fighting all in the club, right? And so Diamond had got the upper hand because Derek was whooping him for a minute. I ain't gonna lie, but Diamond got the upper hand and he was tagging that head, tagging. And here go Keyshawn. She gonna pull a gun on Diamond and tell him to go. Now, when I first saw it, I was mad. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad as hell because I was like, girl, I know good and goddamn well this man trying to save your life and this boy beat you up every day and you gonna try to kill the person that's saving you. But then when I thought about it, if you think about the first episode when he offered to do it for her, then she was like, nah, I don't want you to do that on your conscience. Because he done already killed up a whole bunch of people in the war, I'm sure, and maybe even, prior to that. So she didn't want to put that on his conscience. So maybe she was trying to protect him by not having another body, not having, no reason to go to jail because he's a black man still, and this is Mississippi. And whoever this white boy is, we know he's not affluent or connected or anything, but he's still a white boy. And, more than likely, if Diamond killed him, he gonna go to jail. So maybe she was trying to protect Diamond, on second thought. So I'm not gonna get that mad at her this time, but my spirit says she gonna be going right back to this white boy. I don't know, that's beating her ass. So let's just hope that that's not the case. We hear 3 shots fired and the night is over with, honey. Next day, we see the radio reporting and talking about everything that happened last night, and Grandma is sitting there crying. She's getting ready for the funeral. This is the funeral for the pink round. This is not the act. No, nobody died. Okay, so we know that 20-something people got injured or something like that. And she talking about she gonna drive. I said, child, where you gonna drive? You gonna drive us straight to heaven because, ma'am, you're blind as hell. For like, give me the thing. I'm gonna drive. So Mercedes is at the church where her mom is. She's sitting on the curb when her mama walk up and she looks really bad from the night before, like really bad. And the 3 shots we heard, I forgot to say, the 3 shots that we heard, we saw blood coming up from under the door. So I'm assuming that Montavious was dead. I'm going to assume that they killed him, but we don't know who killed him. But we do know those 3 people were in that room. So this is a secret they got to take with them literally forever, okay? So Mercedes is at church. She's messed up behind this whole thing. She beat up. She looked bad. Her wig is off and everything. And her mom is like, basically she says church is the place where you can get a second chance, and Patricia's like a third and a fourth and a fifth one if you need it. But she says, but you need to pray to your God because I'm dead to you. Remember, I said your mama is a dirty bitch, and I promise to God, if I would have beat her ass again just for saying that, I would have jumped on that hoe and beat her down because you stole my money, you stole my building, and then when I need you the most, you tell me F you. You dirty, low-down bitch. And let me tell you something. That church ain't gonna prosper, you dirty hoe. You dirty, low-down bitch. I hate Patrice. I hate her in that ugly-ass wig. We see everybody is getting ready to go down to the auction. Andre and his wife are checking out of the hotel, and the little clerk has something shady to say. Oh, like your husband been here so long, child. He had time to read the whole Bible. His wife, he's basically saying, like, I want to take you to the airport. And she's like, no, I want to see everything that's going on. You know, I know. So take me down there. So looking like, you know, wifey about to run into your boo down here at this thing. When we get down to the place, we see all the ladies are there. Mayor Ruffin shows up with his red suit on. I said, child, where is you going? Look like you finna be going direct to Barnum and Bailey Circus with that damn outfit on. He comes up to auntie or grandma and tells her some of his condolences. She said, boy, F you. Get out of my face, okay? And he tells Clifford that I'm so sad that this had to go down like this. And so he goes over and has a seat. And then the auction begins. And then as the auction begins, we see Autumn come up in the room, or Haley walk up in the room, right, with her all white on looking fancy and rich. And so Andre looking at her like, well, damn, I mean, girl, you look good as hell. And he also told Mayor Ruffin and them he had a $200,000 cap. He couldn't go over $200,000. So the bids start, and you know, Ruffin is trying to get him to throw it in real quick, like, nigga, come on, bid some money. So he bids some, Autumn bids some. It go from 70K to 150K to 200K. That's the cap. So he goes to call his boss, and he calls the boss, and he answered the phone, but he played it off, and he just let her get the pink or whatever. He kind of let it go at 250K. Ruffin stands up and is like, listen, the rules is you gotta have the cash on hand, or you're not gonna be able to do it. So Autumn take that bag, and she just dump all the money on the floor like, I got it. And what? Ruffin is fussing at Andre all the way out the door, talking about these damn people got all this money. You mean to tell me they couldn't put up more money? He says, I don't have permission to spend more than this amount of money. I cannot spend more. They cannot let everybody know how deep their pockets go. So they put a cap on it, and I can't spend more. Now, he could have probably, and, you know, got away with it, but he's just telling him this. So he said he gonna cap your ass, okay? You keep on playing with him. Bill calls him back. And he tells him, listen, this blows up the whole deal. If we didn't get the whole thing. And he's like, man, I know it blows up the deal. You know, we can X, Y, Z. And he walks out the building. So that's it for Andre. We can see that the casino deal is probably going to go away because they couldn't get that waterfront property. And you remember that a casino in Mississippi has to be on waterfront property. That is the rule. That's why a lot of them are on boats, okay? So I feel like somebody gave Wifey the look, because Wifey was looking at Autumn like, so one of the other girls like hinted to her, told her, gave her a glance. A girl, your hair is cute. You know how bitch be telling you your hair is cute. She be messing with your man. She be like, girl, I like your hair is cute. Your makeup pretty. And then 6 months later, don't get me started. Grandma's at the club telling stories, and Clifford is just kind of cleaning up from the night before, talking about how everything looks so bad. Grandma offers Autumn a drink, and she doesn't take it. She says she don't drink no more. Grandma coming down, he like, watch your step. You know, his glass right there. She like, nigga, I see the shit. Remind me of my good old grandmother. I miss her a whole lot. Now I guess you know what goes on in Paradise Room. And she was like, well, I've been here longer than the Mississippi Minute, so it's about time I learned. And he asked her, well, why did you do this? And she said, well, I did it because I owed you. And now you owe me. So I was like, oh, what's going to happen next season? I feel like Autumn going to come in and she going to make some changes, some rules and regulations and protocols are going to change, and the host going to be mad at her, okay? Yeah, I think it's going to be funny. So Mercedes comes in defeated, right? She's defeated from everything that's happened. She's... Baby, she looking like the whole world is on her shoulders. She sits up there and she asks, is it taken care of? So I don't know if the police got involved or they took care of it another kind of way. But it's going to be interesting for the next season because he is a member of a gang. So are the gang members going to seek retaliation? Like, what is going to happen as far as that storyline goes? So Clifford says it's okay. It's all good. Taken care of. And she goes to say something about last night, and grandma's like, last night is over. Tomorrow is today, girl. It's happening. We're going to step forward. We're going to move and walk into a new light, honey. It's a new day. It's a new light. Okay? It's a new day. It's a new light. Don't even worry about that no more, girl. That's all in the past. Autumn says it's taken care of. And it's not time to talk about that now because it's opening time at the bank. Boom, 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 down in the valley where the girls get naked. Okay, I was here for it. It was a great season finale. We got a lot of storylines popping, possibly for next season, as far as Big L and the drug situation, as far as Lil Murda's character, as far as Autumn in this. Is it over? Is there going to be a part 2 to this story? What is going to happen with Mercedes' character? I'm very interested to learn that. We also got a bit of Gidget this season, and I hope next season we can open that up and we get some more of her storyline. So I want to hear what you guys thought about this episode. It was good, honey. It was everything. Alright, so I want to hear what y'all think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Man, I'm gonna miss doing this show every single week. Man, we gotta wait a whole nother year. They said that production ain't gonna start until next year. Okay, so who knows when it's gonna start next year, but production is next year. Hopefully we can get more than 8 episodes. I'm hoping for 10, 12, or 13 episodes. Okay, and I just want to say shout out to everybody on the cast. Everybody that showed me some love that's on the cast. I appreciate you guys. I know my channel is really small. And everyone who's come to watch and comment, I really appreciate you guys. All my new viewers, shout out to y'all, my new subscribers. Guess what? Your girl got over 2,000 subscribers. I said I wanted to do that before the end of this year. So look at me. Look at me. Okay? Continue to share my videos with your friends. Come back for Lovecraft Country. Come back for Power Book 2, Ghost. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.